Assalamu alaikum. Spelling mistakes can reduce your score in the IELTS exam. And even if you decide to take the computer-based IELTS, you still need to know that there is no spell checker in it. So you have to rely on yourself when it comes to any mistakes that you might make. One thing that you can do in your training period is to identify any words that are difficult for you to spell properly, and then write them down on a separate notebook, and then copy them as many times as you can. The only solution when it comes to spelling is to copy the words many times. In today's video, I'm gonna give you some exercises which are related to words which are commonly confused for so many people. And what you need to do is to try to identify the spelling mistakes in these words. So let's watch. Let's look at this exercise in order to practice working on the spelling mistakes a little bit. In each row here, there is one spelling mistake. So there is a word that has a spelling mistake. What you need to do is to identify this word and try to correct the spelling mistake in it. Take some time to do that. So we're looking at rows, not columns. So in each row, there is one word that has a spelling mistake in it. I'll give you some time. Okay, now let me show you the answers. Okay, so here, of course, the mistake is the word before. It's missing an E. Receive. It's supposed to be R-E-C-E-I. Studying. It's missing a Y. Useful. It's just one L, not double L. Personally is double L. Let's move on to another exercise. This one is basically the same. You have to do the same thing. There is one spelling mistake in each row, and you need to correct it. I'll give you some time. Okay, I'm now going to show you the answers, but you need to pause in order to take your time. Okay. Sufficient, it's missing an I here. Definitely, it's missing E here. Different, it's missing E. F-E. Choice, it's not S, it's supposed to be C. Referred, it's supposed to be double R. Let's move on to another exercise. Here, in each one of these sentences, there is one spelling mistake. There's one word that has a spelling mistake in it. Can you try to find this word and correct it? I'll give you some time. Okay, now let's look at the answers, but you need to pause in order to take your time to finish the whole exercise. Gradually, double L, gradually. Here in this part, which, W-H, not percent. I know that you think that percent has a spelling mistake, but the word percent can be spelled in two ways, either as two words or as just one word. So both are acceptable. So you could write percent like that, per space cent, or just as one word, percent as one word. But the real mistake here is the word which. And then C, occurred, double R, double C and double R. Finally, reached a peak, peak, P-E-A-K, peak. Let's continue this exercise. You have more sentences here. What you need to do is to try to identify the spelling mistake. There is one spelling mistake in each sentence. Take your time. Okay, now I'm going to show you the answers, but please stop the video in order to be able to identify the mistakes. You need to take your time. So in the first sentence, the figures, it's missing U, figures. In the second one, fluctuated, FLU, not fluctuated, it's fluck, FLU. The third one, exceeded, EXC. The last one, survey, SUR. Okay, that's it for this video. Spelling is important in the writing part. You need to pay attention to it, and you need to try to write down, as I told you, you have to have a list of words which are difficult for you, and you need to copy them as many times as you can in order to learn how to spell them properly. But don't ignore your spelling, because if you ignore your spelling, you will lose marks in the IELTS exam. And even if you don't think about the IELTS exam, the quality of your writing is going to be so poor. So spelling is actually important. I hope today's lesson was useful, and I'm going to see you in the next lesson, inshallah. Have a nice time. Assalamu alaikum. Goodbye.